Hello and welcome as we move into the 11th day of November 2017. My name is Derek. Everything you do is within your own risk, own reward. Hashtag crypto trading. And I want to talk about my strategy, this OKCash code. For the strategy is simple. I mean, markets move up and down. They're going to do what they do. The whole point is to have buy orders in place for when markets go down and have sell orders in place for when markets go higher. It really is that simple. The more difficult thing could sometimes being picking how much to sell and buy and at what levels, but just using the basic strategy of, okay, I'm going to buy here, I'm going to try to sell it up here. Oh, I sold up here, I'm going to try to buy it down here. Buy low, sell high. It's really as simple as it sounds. And when we look at OKCash, it's by eyesight, it is so profitable when we take a look at this kind of code. I think for entry positions, the best times to get in are when price action is cheap to buy, and especially if you can have a nice bullish setup, especially when the bullish setup is cheap to buy. And this might be this case. But what I want to do is I like looking back in time, and when I'm in sites like TradingView, if you just scroll back with the mouse over like this, you can go back in time. And if you just try to think, and look at how profitable this buy order is going to be in here. But if you just consider how profitable this can be. Now, obviously, this type of trading movements like this, when you get markets this low in participation, it's profitable if you can get in those buy and sell orders. But let's just assume now it's 341. Okay. I mean, you don't see anything yet why you'd want this. Ooh, maybe I should have bought. Okay. Maybe I definitely should have got in there. And you can start to see how this strategy would work out. So you say to yourself at 262, we'll say, which was right here, let's get in. I think if you ever enter a position, I like to have a decent amount of an entry position to buy. And then you look to buy at lower prices at like 200 and go within the volatility. You don't want to go broke. But you want to, and you don't want to go long on a very small amount either. So you have to look on your original investment on something and how much you intend to buy on something later. So I assume, okay, I'll buy it like say 200, 150, and 100. And what would happen is you'd buy two different orders. So now at 150, where would you be selling? You'd have a sell order, say, at this stage, maybe 300, maybe even like 280, 350, 440, 500, maybe again at 580, and then maybe again at 640, again at 720. But breaking resistance, I don't want to go too near it, meaning near the above the high number. Definitely near the lower end. So I don't mind going 713 and 736, but I don't want to go 810 or 820. Maybe no sell orders from 755 to 995 kind of deal. And then in here, okay, so you got the notification of your sell orders that have all hit. Okay, let's buy back here at 300, say. Let's buy back at 250. Oh no, all those sell orders have been hit. Okay, let's put those buy orders back in lower, and they get hit. Sweet. And those buy orders got filled with sell orders. They all got hit up to 700. Maybe you buy back here. You definitely buy back there. And then when you buy back there, you sell back there. And then you're trying to buy back again. Whether you hit this bottom in here, that's the question mark. The low is 500. So if you had a buy order at 501 or 502, sure. If you had a buy order in around 465, and that's still fine to do, then no. And then there we go. So as I was stating, there would have been no selling between like around 800, nothing until close to like 995. So none of this area would have sold for me. And what's important, especially when you get to buy and sell like this, the good habit that I like to do when playing this game, well, I haven't done it much. I've done it more on paper and pen, so I'm doing it more often as I become more active and experienced, is when you have a situation when you say sell here, say you sell 5,000 amount, okay, you buy back. You're buying back, say 7,000, because you can do that with the discount, or 8,000. Now you put a sell order to sell 6,000 here, and just leave those 2,000 back or place them in very, very high numbers. And that's how you position yourself so that when you sell here, because you had, like we stated, you're not going to sell in here, but you are going to sell close to this. So now you notice the price is there. You see a sell target gets hit. Okay, you want to put a buy order back, and I wouldn't put one in until 700 when I see that, because that's the key level of resistance. But I'd want to have some back so I can put another sell order in. Simple number is 12.50 because that's a 25% gain, and I'm not saying it because I see it. And definitely again 1,500, but that didn't hit. So there's all the buy orders that get executed. Even at 400, you can sell at 600 so easy. There's your 600 sale right there. Oh, I can buy that back again at 400. No, you can't because it didn't go there. But that's fine. Got some, maybe a sell order at 885. Put a buy order back in here. Got a few of those along the way. And that buy order might have hit actually because the low here was 412. But you see these moves here. Sell on the way up. Buy on the way down. Sell all this on the way up. Buy a little bit. Everything you sold up here, you can buy back here. I mean, if you sold at 1031 and you're seeing it at 910, I mean, that's okay. It's still 10%. But if your buy order hasn't hit, the only way I would move a buy order, and I don't know why I would never put a buy order in this number anyway. See the low is 900. Say I had a buy order at 889, and I sell around 89 and 90 and 95 points, and I buy at 1 and 2 and 3. That's basically what I do most times. There's different situations, but generally speaking, if I do miss a number barely, if you're watching and you're aware of the market, then lower the bids or barely increase them. So go, oh, I had it at 887. Then move it to 910 or move it to 845 or something. And as we see here, any of those added tokens and shares that you would have bought back in those times where you bought 5,000, sold 7,000, bought 8,000, sold 6,000, bought 12,000, sold 10,000, and added 2,000, added 1,000, added 800. All those added can be used to sell these higher moves. You never want to run out. Just because you get to this point, you've had these sales in, and you have a your last sell order is like 1985 with tokens back. One way of doing it is, say for example, you're selling for a 30% gain, then sell well less than 1/3 of your stack. 1/4, 1/5. So make sure you sell less of what you own in ratio compared to the ratio you would be gaining. In simple terms, if it doubles, if you sell half of what you have, you would technically always be worth the same on each jump level with what you have remaining, but you would never run out. So just understand what you own when you get to these situations when markets have these high rises like this. Because all of these sales came back to buy back in here. And this is why for the last hour, I have been thinking, how aggressive do I really want to go on this? And there's this situation of earlier this year, it goes up to 9,000. And if you think realistically back then, before this happened, you had a high at 2,700 that was much, much higher than it was before. And then it breaks. Before it went from 1,200 to 27, so beating double's nothing. So there's beating double, and as you can see, it's Now this is a situation in here where I would have either sold maybe just, well, you just sell in your positions, because I'd be looking, if I'm going to be thinking of selling around 9100, I'm probably just going to go close to the 99.29-ish area. But you're going to be selling at 83, maybe at 74, and as you can see, all bought back. And if you ever get in the position where you're fortunate enough to start off really early and good like this, when you encounter these big down moves, then you have a lot of Bitcoin to afford from your profits of getting in and out over and over and over again to be able to be happily buying these levels. And there we have this move. And then, of course, where we stand to today. Therefore, when you have a situation and you want to get into a play like this, you don't own anything and you just want to start. You have to assess your risk. How much will it cost you now? Where do you want to buy? And the answer for where you'd want to buy, well, we shorten out the time frame. Look at the previous low 20. This previous low area here is one area I look at, as well as this lower range area here. But right out of the bat, right around 4,000 seems to be the area. And this brings you to the big question: do you buy now, or do you try to buy at 4,000? If you buy at 4,000, you are getting a 20% deal. For the cost of a 20% deal, you are guaranteed to buy on any failed move that goes lower, although you're also guaranteed to go lower by buying now as well. But if this thing goes right now and you buy now, well, then for the 20% savings, you are going to get gains as it is. And of course, you can do a combination of both. On the 400-minute time frame, here's some interesting key resistance between 38.97 and 42.15. It's already came back short term, this 42.15. And we can even see in here that this level of resistance, very short term, at least for this period and the last, has been holding relatively well. On the hourly chart, there's even short-term plays that you could do this strategy with. Now this I wouldn't do unless the volatility presents itself, and in here it's not. And that is, you have your sell order at 52.61 and you buy back in here at like 45. I mean, that's still like 17%. So there's different time frames you can play this on. But I prefer, again, to use this on a more longer term time frame. Now, what I should do is find a way to download as much of this data as I know how to do it. Download, all I need is a daily time frame, and then put it in a spreadsheet or another computer programming software program, and then just calculate how profitable it would have been to just buy and sell this way. Because I think a code like this, movements like this within a strategy like this could make extreme amounts of profit. But when it comes down to it, I'd be looking for situations like this thing to, even short term, come here to like 7,500. I would be looking to buy back right around 45. Maybe the 5 even number. Because if I sell at 75, buy at 25, well that's, excuse me, 75, buy at 45, that's a difference of about 3,000 points. Now you're talking about 60-70% gains. We're not talking about 20% gains. So this is really what the whole play comes to about. So you know what? I might just try to see what I can do with 5% of a Bitcoin. I probably don't own, probably close to that. And then just put in sell orders and then just track how it does. Let me just see what I got. and I got 3.2%. So what I'm actually going to do is actually just document my results within this code. Start off with the number now at 5. I will be placing buy orders in case. So the actual overall risk could be a few more basis points, 6, 7, or 8%, as I'd be willing to go. But it most likely would work out that I would do 1/2 of 1% per buy order, or that of 10% of what I would be coming into place with, and looking to have a sell order probably, well, I want to take a look more of this high and this low in here again. Let's do this with the 3-hour chart instead. It's already resisted this level in here. I probably will put a sell order in at 60. Ooh, let's just look at the volatility. 63 from 14 or 48 would be about 15 points. So we're looking at about 30%. That's about the minimum that I'd be looking for. Yeah, I'll be putting a sell order in here. So I'll have a sell order in around. I'm not going to give you the exact numbers, but I'll give you the idea. And then update this every so often and have an understanding on how well this does on a bankroll management level. So 62.48, then again at the previous level. I'm almost tempted to say past the 62 and just go 76. And then I don't want anything to do with selling around 83. I probably wouldn't sell until maybe the psychological 10,000 number. And then after that, I'm going to probably, and I do have sell orders in now, but having a little higher of a stack will adjust the way I place my sell orders, probably around 14,000. And then you always calculate some Fibonacci. The big support here is around 28.65. It's not the bottom, but it's an area hit around right before the 16 number. It's hit exactly before the 23, a little after it down in here. And then it's also the support. And the resistance, basically, we'll say 19,500 with, again, 2,900. Let's see what comes up. Key number is 9,400 at 6,000 with a 76 coming in at 127. And then, of course, the 23 at 45. So how did 6,000... I think 6,000... Even if you sell at 6,000, it goes higher. I mean, look at what happens. It's so easy. Okay, that's good to know. And then 9,416. You round that to 10. It's going to pierce above it. I'm probably going to do 9,900 and something. Maybe 9,895. But it will not be 10,150-ish. That's most certainly. So the 76.4 number is in at 12,437. And I want to pierce above that as well. And you know what? I think I'd want to go the much higher pierce above, right close to this 14 number. So probably about 13,900 and something. And then again, probably about 19,900 and something. And then I will probably not sell at all in the 20,000s unless we're talking 29, and I only want to sell small there because I'm looking to get more at 40 and 50. Now, it's going to be easier to sell at 40 and 50 if I can swing this back and forth a little bit. So that's what the plan will be. So I'm going to just make my quick buy right now. And I added it by a percentage more, actually. So I'm going to try it for a 0.06 as I stand now, with 0.005 buy orders along the way. And every so often I will be updating this and just seeing how the net results will be, just as like an experiment, and an experiment like to see how it does by the end of the year. all that type of stuff. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.